welcome back to another edition of Dive In Deep with the Dirty Water Boys. Yours truly, Dirty Water Don.
Animal here.
And we have in our studios the only news we take credible from the News Updates for Real Instagram page.
Also, Arthur.
Author.
Fuck.
No, we're not.
Hold on. Also, author.
That's right.
A best-selling book, Confessions of a Middle-Aged White Man.
Oh, God.
Gentlemen, thank you for having me. Yes, my name's John, for y'all that don't know. News Updates for Real, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube now. We're well over a million followers. So
I bet that feels nice.
it feels
How does that feel?
surreal. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but I'm trying to learn as I go, boys.
On
But
average, how many DMs do you get a day?
hundreds.
Right?
Yeah.
You get any of that weird Midwestern ladies?
Lots.
You getting those ones?
Lots.
Those they make you chuckle, right? You're like,
Do you
"Huh."
know about these ones?
Yeah, I know about
okay,
these.
Okay.
I think once you're on the Discovery platform, you
know,
get those.
That's big.
Yeah, I got them from that.
That's big.
If
I'm
you're
like,
if
huh.
you're ever passing through this town, you're like, okay.
Yeah, I don't see me going to North Dakota
I'll
anytime
steal.
soon.
I'll steal
Just come
clear.
on down there to North Carolina.
Yeah. Hey, guys. So, you're the guy that, it's funny, a lot of my my social media following and a lot of people I hang out with on a regular, all say it, that they take your news to be the most credible source of news, which I find to be absolutely crazy, not because of who you are, because of how the depletion of mainstream news has become. No one believes it.
It's truly a sign of the times that people are willing to trust. Let's be honest, a random fucking guy, a random Canadian on TikTok with their news, and I get sensed, how many messages, hundreds, probably 2 or 3 like stories that should be out there. I don't even have the capacity right now to keep up with everything getting sent to me. So everyone, keep sending your shit, and I will get around to it. We're looking at expanding, but it's been crazy, and I do my best, but I am a one-man army, and so it's like there is stuff, that we're gonna get.
So
wrong.
you're like a single parent. You wash and dry.
I'm washing, drying. I'm changing the shitty diaper, and the diaper does get shitty sometimes, boys. But
What made you get into to spreading the word?
I worked in politics for 10 years. Got blacklisted pretty quick. We can get into that.
I got time. Why would a sweet Canadian who just wants to litter the world with knowledge
Right.
of current events
That's why.
get blacklisted?
I was told to stop saying what I think.
Huh. Oh, in our line of work, the expression is neck to deck.
Neck to
We
deck.
pay you from neck to deck. They don't want your ideas.
Yeah, that's actually that applies. That's fucking on point. But it's like, this is what people need to realize, and this is the message I like really getting it out, is that both sides are funded and behave exactly the same way. I worked for conservatives and liberals in Canada. I worked for both sides.
I was unaware Canada had government.
Good
to know. Good to know.
It's
All right.
actually, we have a
Parliament?
There's this chamber of polar bears up in Nunavut.
That's
there.
what I
They'd
thought it
actually
was. Like
run
Santa
most
Claus
of the-
oversaw
That's right.
Canada.
Yeah, the penguins come in. They fight.
penguins?
Sure.
See, I thought the Bears didn't get along. Oh, we'll get back to
Yeah,
that.
we'll get back to that.
So,
So this is what I'm trying to say. They're told what to say. These motherfuckers, like the days of the JFK speech, like the fucking heartfelt speech that really meant something, and you're listening to a man's words that he wrote and he believes in. Those are gone.
Those
my
days
friend.
are long and gone.
Long gone. You were getting speeches written by some 19-year-old piss pants at the party headquarter office.
well, I don't know if necessarily them being 19 makes them uninformed.
Or a loose bladder.
Yeah, or lose bladder.
But I see where you're going with that.
But I understand what you're saying.
I say this. You can be a very informed 19-year-old, but you have no business telling a fucking 40-year-old boat diver how to live. If you've never worked a real job, wouldn't you say that's kind
That's fair.
Yeah,
And also, they should wear diapers.
they should probably have
Yeah.
diapers if they're pissing their pants all the
Exactly.
time.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
I think it's a. I've in my line of work, I've had to touch upon this heated debate of, does age equal knowledge, and does knowledge equal age and experience? And it goes both ways.
Well, dude, I'll say this: it does go both ways, because none
Just
of
like John.
Hey,
No,
don't.
my girlfriend's parents don't understand what I'm doing right now, and not my parents don't. No one over 40 gets what the fuck I'm doing right now.
Because they believe the news.
They're like, well, you should just go back. No, not even that. They're like, you should get your 9-to-5 job back just in case. I'm like, you morons. I'm sorry, your opinion has officially become irrelevant on this topic.
That's their generation. They believe in the 9 to 5, the home.
They don't get it, and that's fine. And I would be pissed too if I worked my whole life 9 to 5, and then saw that there might be other ways to get around this little thing we call life. But
or you work 12 p.m. podcast where you can come kick rocks on the way in,
or you work
make money,
or you work that 9 to 5 job for years, and then all of a sudden your pension's gone because some scumbag took it.
Yeah,
there it is.
That's the main thing I worry about.
Yeah,
I don't worry about that because I don't think we're going to make it to my pension age.
Well, look, it's not like Goldman Sachs is leveraged 100 to 1 in the derivatives market right now.
Yeah, everything's fine.
They are. Shit.
Yeah, it's real.
Yeah, they are. 50 trillion.
I had a conversation with an older gentleman who we're talking about, kind of like poo-poos what we have going on.
Yeah.
And I was actually talking about you coming on, and I showed him one of your segments. Nice. It was about Hawaii, about what's going on with the fire.
Yeah, TikTok banned that one. That's
so he's like, there's nothing shady about this. Things happen. Now, this man has been a welder for, let's call it 47,000 years. He's 106. I think Jesus owes him $7 from lunch. Like, this guy has seen the block.
Okay.
So he knows
That's a lot of bread and wine back then.
Yeah, he knows metallurgy. He knows metal, right? That's his bread and butter. So I'm talking to him. He's like, there's laser beams. And he's just shitting on any other thought process besides what Channel 7 News told him.
Fair.
So I'm talking to him like, how long have you been welding for? He's like, my whole life. I'm like, oh, cool, you were born welding. I'm like, let me ask you a question. If I threw this piece of steel on the ground right now, I hand you a torch, and I told you to cut it, what would you say to me? He goes, well, I tell you, you need to put a backing behind, otherwise the concrete's going to pop in your face, and you're going to get burned. I go, okay, so I want you to cut steel. I want you to take fire and put it on steel, but below that steel is concrete.
Yeah.
Now, you know from your years of experience that if you apply heat to that area, the concrete is going to disform faster than you're going to be able to cut that steel.
Right.
Can we make that argument? And he's like, yeah. I go, let me ask you a question. What rate or what temperature does aluminum melt? Right? He's like, 6+. I go, great. We can agree on that, old man.
Sure.
600 plus degrees. We use Fahrenheit in America,
yeah,
not in Canada. I don't know what the Celsius is on that.
Yeah,
so
we know.
I go, now what's the melting point for asphalt? Now this guy, he has built asphalt containments before. He's welded inside asphalt tanks. Yeah. So he knows. He's like, 3+. I go, so you have 600 degrees, and then you have 300 degrees. You have the 600 degrees sitting on top of the 300 degree melting point of asphalt.
Yeah.
This liquefies.
The asphalt
doesn't touch this. Now, as your experience, explain that to me. Well, that's not possible. I go, the news just told me it fucking was. I'm done talking to you.
Interesting.
And he looks at me and he goes, okay. Like, he agreed. I was like, that's all I need.
The science only works when it's in your favor.
That's it.
Sure.
Trust the science.
You got to trust the science, man. 2 weeks to flatten the curve.
But how do you sit there and just that one example?
Plus,
how do you argue it?
How certain houses, untouched, trees around it, the pool around it, untouched, but everything else is destroyed around it. There's no way to explain that.
There's no way to explain it. I mean, shit, you see the tornado footage sometimes, and there'll be that one house left on the block. So weird shit like that can happen.
Yeah, but they prayed hard. Yeah. So that's that one house that actually went to church and believed.
That's the one that
repented. They were like, hey, listen, we cool?
Yes, but
they put the lamb's blood on the door frame.
A tornado is known to literally go from this way to left in a heartbeat.
That's right.
So there's proof of that.
Fire kind of.
What was that saying? It goes from this way to left? You should put that on a T-shirt.
This way to left, boys.
This way to left.
Well, this way's any direction.
Yeah, I got you.
There you go.
I got you.
But like that kind of argument you bring to a person in that generation of working 9 to 5, the news is real, they would never disarm you, they would never do this.
Oh, sure.
And you give them just that simplistic level of science to compare to their everyday life. They know how it happens. And just to get that and how he's thinking.
Yeah.
Just to get that moment where someone who wouldn't think,
the aha moment.
Now he is. I walked away with that. I was happy with it.
That's everything. If you get one person to maybe think just a little differently, that's it. That's the battle, and it's not always an easy battle, gentlemen. But
now, do you get a lot of kickback also on your social media platforms?
My response, knock on fucking wood.
That's real wood, by the way. You knock on all you want.
From where? From the baby shower?
My wife used these. Well, my sister-in-law Melissa made these for my wife's baby shower.
It looks like good Canadian wood.
It's probably maple. Probably good maple.
maple.
So she put them in my storage unit to save for our new home.
Sure.
Because apparently she needed 17 blanks.
Of course.
And John's like, we need to make tables. I'm like,
we got you.
So we took him. We didn't. Don't tell her.
So knock on wood. It's resounding positive, gentlemen. Well, there is stuff in the community where, geez, if there's certain things I've noticed people don't want to see, and some can't always make the same jokes I used to like to make. Posted a picture the other day I had to delete, and it's just like, okay, so it's a little less fun. There's some no fun police here, but they are coming to me for news. So I'm realizing if I want to post some of the stuff I used to on my personal account, I might have to get like a, what do they call them, a burner account, or you know what I mean?
What are you,
like,
a drug dealer? I need a burner Instagram page.
I need a burner Instagram page because I want to post pictures of me humping Hasbullah's head because I think it's funny.
Oh, that was
Donnie gets
that
it.
was funny.
I know people lost
And I know
their
would think that's funny too.
My only
that's
problem
what I thought.
was you back and forth. You didn't gyrate. That's my only gripe.
My hips were a little sore. I was doing some Russian belly dancing my first night in New York City.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah,
why wouldn't
you'd be dumb not to.
It was at a hookah.
When in Rome.
It was at a hookah bar with Russians playing aggressive hip hop. It had everything. Every culture was.
it was the trifecta.
It was fucking locked in. But no, the response is super positive. The community is interactive as shit. I don't think you're gonna find a page that has my interactive rate. Like, I mean, I'll post stuff and they'll have 1,000 comments on 200,000 views, which is like,
oh, like we'll get like, hey, join our podcast, like from some random person. That's what I get all the time.
Sure.
But with your Instagram page, that's what attracted me to it immediately. Was you were there every day, like, and everything was fresh and news. And sometimes you're on multiple times.
Gotta be.
And that's what I really liked about it.
So it is a 9 to 5.
It's a 12 to 12, man.
All right.
Honestly, and it's a cool job. But
if you do what you love,
like Stammer's been getting pissed at me. My buddy Stammer's been pissed at me. Get off your phone. And like my girlfriend can't fucking stand the phone now. She has developed a poignant hatred for the phone.
My wife's the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You pay attention to me. I'm like, I'm trying.
My oldest daughter, I walk in the house, she takes my phone. As soon as I walk in, not even hello, she takes my phone. And she goes on YouTube. And she'll hide from me. So I can't get my phone back. So it kind of gives me that buffer.
It's kind of nice, actually.
Yeah, some days it is.
Yeah.
Some days it sucks. So I'm trying to conduct business.
Sure. We're businessmen with business stuff to do.
Yeah, I have business things to do.
And business is social media.
Oh, man. But I wanted, you know what? Let's talking about the community, talking about fires. I broke a story yesterday, which is fucked. And we ran into a conference of firefighters down in Times Square at this Irish
Billy
bar.
Burke was there.
Fuck, I don't
Bobby
know.
Bobby Burke.
There was a bunch of higher up fire generals from all over. We're talking to a guy from Nebraska. Anyways, I asked them about this, and they said it made no sense. So this lady sends me a message from Kelowna, British Columbia. Shit ton of fires going on there.
Right.
Okay. I think there's over 3,000 fires burning in North America right now.
That's a lot of fires.
That's not even Mexico. That's Canada, U.S. I don't know what's going on.
Speaking of, you guys need your fucking fires in check.
Well, you guys are right up there with us
this
now.
This is getting ridiculous.
I wonder when the World Cup comes if there'll be any wildfires while it's here.
Interesting.
We'll see. Time will tell.
I heard I heard something the other day and I had a crazy concept behind it. Tell me what you think about this.
Let's hear it.
So I was diving over in the East River with a bunch of guys from the New York City Explorers Club.
Yeah.
Right. And this tanker comes in and it's burning black soot. Now one of the guys there is very well traveled. And he's like, I thought they can't burn the bottom of the barrel inland like this. I was like, I've been on the water for more than a day. I've never heard that. So I asked him what he means. He says when the boats come in, they can't burn their reserve tank with the shitty diesel in it because it puts off black soot like that.
Sure.
And I was like, well, what's the fucking difference? He goes, well, they try to keep it away from land because the soot lands on top of snow caps and the heat attracts it. So I had this thought. If you're pushing, I know this is really a conspiracy theory, but hear me out.
No, I want to hear it.
If you're pushing the agenda of the global warming and the polar ice caps are melting at a high rate of speed, and let's say they're not. Let's say they're melting at a normal rate of speed.
Sure.
Now, if you light half of Canada on fire and send all the soot up that way and let it settle on top of the snow caps in the summer months, it'll cause it to melt faster.
Bro, I have
never that is crazy.
Of that. That is actually kind of disturbing.
Because I don't believe these fires. You're welcome. I don't believe these fires started by accident, right? I don't think it was a fluke.
Well, me and Johnny were talking about this before we got her going. It could be a million things. I think the most likely scenario is pre-war sabotage by a foreign actor. It doesn't have to be a laser beam from space. It could be a fucking Russian or a China guy snuck in. They're out there
with the road flare.
Yeah, they keep it simple. Keep it simple.
They did this before World War II. Germany was in America. You know what they did in America during World War II? They derailed trains. They lit fires at chemical plants, and they fucking lit forest fires.
Because it's very easy to take a derailment tool and put it on the track.
It's actually not that easy. I worked freight rail for 5 years. It's not that easy.
But I'm saying
What haven't you done, Donnie?
access
I
to the
worked
rail.
for NYS&W. I worked for doing freight for 5 years.
No shit.
And derailing a train is not as simple as people are making out to.
Okay.
But I'm saying, though, if you're trained in a different country how to do it, and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
you go, that's what we're talking about, infiltrated.
But I'm saying putting a derail, because I'm sick of seeing these people take pictures of derails on industry sirens, and they're like, "Hey, look what they're trying to do." It's a derail and only effective at 10 miles an hour.
You know, the misinfo is coming at us at rates of speed that are, you're being bombarded with it.
Yeah.
And the internet likes to recycle things now. And I'll tell you something, man. I'll talk about conspiracy. When I do get like an info wrong, I'd say like, I'm going to say once a week out of the, 7 to 10 updates I do, there'll usually be one thing in there that was either misreported or from the past. And it's like, you start to realize like everything's getting recycled, and we're gonna get stuff wrong because you were bombarded with bullshit all day long. The beautiful thing is, I'll tell you when I got it wrong, unlike some other sources.
Yeah.
Maybe this guy right here.
Why don't you tell me more about that guy? Who's that guy?
Don Lemon.
Is that Bacardi Lamone's brother?
He was a CNN news anchor, and he got, in my opinion, he got Andrew Callahan, Channel 5, shout out, all gas, no brakes guy. He got him canceled straight up because Andrew Callahan's independent reporter, much like kind of in the vein that we're trying to explore here. And he went on CNN. He had this HBO movie. Tim and Eric produced it. I don't know if you guys know those crazy fucks.
Are they also Canadian?
No, Tim and Eric these are all Americans. But anyway,
I only follow Canadians.
My man.
Drake, Justin Bieber, what's up?
Yo,
Tom Green.
I was
Jim Carrey.
I was walking down Times Square. All I could hear was Canadian artists.
Celine Dion.
It's all Canadian artists down here. That's it.
It's lovely. I love it.
But what the fuck was I saying there, boys?
Don Lemon.
Don Lemon goes. He brings Andrew on, and Andrew kind of goes on CNN, and his documentary is about the January 6th riots.
Okay.
So Don Lemon's trying to paint it like, oh, so these crazy Republicans, this and that, and Fox News, yada yada. And Andrew's like, yes, sure. But he's like, CNN's also part of the problem, Don. And you just saw Donnie's face go, oh. So interview ends. 2 weeks later, Andrew Callahan was hit with like a dozen anonymous sexual harassment claims. Now, that's a tricky one. He has admitted to maybe, whatever behavior. We don't have to get into that. I'm just saying, you can't tell me that Don Lemon and CNN didn't send out a fleet of fucking reporters right after that interview to go dig up everything they could on Callahan. And yeah, he hasn't posted a video now in a year. And like that guy went to Ukraine when it popped off. Like he is a kind of gonzo. You guys remember Hunter S. Thompson, Fear and Loathing? Like definitely that vibe. Independent all the way. And CNN did not like it when he implied that maybe they have a part in the division in America.
Right.
A little bit.
Just a little bit. So
they had people on there day after day saying, you don't get the vaccine, you're the problem.
You're going to kill my grandmother.
Yep.
You killed Granny.
Not the years of bacon grease she drank. No, it's not my vaccine.
My friend made a great point back during the middle of that shit show. She was like, we never went and saw Grandma when we were sick anyways. Like, we already didn't do this stuff. Like, it was pretty no-brainer. It's like, if you're sick, don't go see your old relatives.
Yeah, how many times have you used that excuse?
It was just like...
I have a cold, I can't come.
That's fucking facts.
I can't make it. I have the black lung pop.
Granny, I can't help you move the fridge today. I got a little bit
I have spinal bifida.
I got a little tickle in my throat.
Granny, sorry, I have AIDS. Change your own light bulbs.
Change your own light bulb.
I don't know if it's contagious. I don't know.
I don't know how that works, boys.
Fauci gave me AIDS.
So you got a T-shirt made saying, fuck him.
Fuck him.
Classy.
That's what we do. It's like, shout out to Nems, New York boy. Fuck your life. Fuck you too.
That's mildly aggressive.
A little bit.
You look me dead in the eyes like, fuck you too. Like,
that's Nems, man. That's Nems. We're actually hoping to link up with him at another date, but that's neither here nor there. How did I get into this shit?
Yes,
that's
how
where we were, right?
did you get very beginning of the show? What made you were working in politics.
Yeah.
They fucked you over.
Yeah.
And then you had a
I was a health and safety guy for a construction company.
Yeah,
you know it. Shit. You fucking know it. And I was pretty good one. I was pretty laid back. But the thing is,
safety was second in my book.
Yeah.
I was like, give me the forms. I don't care if you fill them out after the job's done.
After you lose your foot,
just give me the forms. Yeah. So it's like, I felt like a imposter because I didn't know how to do the fucking job. Like these guys are, putting on the fall arrest equipment, all that stuff, and I'm like, I've never put this shit on, but I'm like, policing these people how to do it. But
it's that line of work is kind of stupid to begin with. Like for a ladder to be over 6 feet, right?
Yes.
I have to tie the ladder off at the top.
Sure.
How do I do it without
getting
being
up
tied
there?
off?
Yeah, I know. Well, that's the
Me
stuff.
scusi.
Again, me asking questions, God, it was not good. They didn't.
That's
want,
not a good job
they
for you.
They didn't want people like, well, don't ask that. I'm like, well, technically, as he's going up,
he's breaking the rules.
Have to tie off halfway up. They're like, yes, but we're not going to do that.
But that harness is only good for 6 feet fall, and that's 8 foot ladder, so he's fucked either way.
So long story short, I got on the TikTok train.
Glad you didn't derail.
Fuck me. Well, not yet, anyways. There's plenty of time for that. But we are almost at 1 million followers on TikTok. I started off posting like stupid rants, like unhinged rants, the good stuff. I did skits, got the account up to 60,000, and was definitely like. People talk about shadow banning. Sometimes it's just the algorithm playing with you. God bless the almighty algorithm. She that gives all. Yes, I like to say a quick prayer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Algorithm.
That's right.
So, the day that Johnny Depp won the fucking Amber Heard case.
Stay strong, King.
That day, that's exactly it. That day, there was like an acid plant explosion. There was all this terrible shit that happened that day in the news, but I noticed all they were talking about was Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. So I came up with the concept then and literally pumped that video out. It did well. I called my boy. I was like, man, I think I just cracked it. Like I
figured out the algorithm.
I can recreate this every damn day. There's the day there's no news. I mean, that's the day that the big one went off or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So
no, you can talk about the big one. There's always news.
I'll be the last person on earth, like Jonah Hill at the end of Don't Look Up. I'll just be like, fucking, yo, you guys seeing this shit?
Have you heard the news?
But so I mean, that's what happened. It's been going crazy. It's been going gangbusters. I started the new channel. Because as I was saying, that other one, like I've posted stupid rants about Andrew Tate and stuff, and I don't know if you know, there's the little armies that'll get on you, so mass report you. So that channel was kaput. I could not get views on it, so I started the new channel. First day, I got 100,000 followers. So we were out the gate strong, and then we've been grinding ever since. Video every day. If I take a day off, Johnny, I get messages like,
"Where are you?
Are you okay? Did they
kill you?
Did they get you?" And I'm like, man, it's and maybe we should just go there. Like, I'm not actually running around here scared, man. Like, fuck.
I always say what's the
worst. Well, there's nothing to make you scared yet.
Fair.
Yeah.
I mean,
but always have that little thing in the back of your mind, though. Stay a little vigilant.
Well, that's why I brought
You're in a
my
Russian
buddy,
tea
a
room.
security guard
That makes
down
sense.
Here. Yeah, he showed up on shrooms yesterday.
Solid decision. Speaking of like the news and how things have escalated over the years, you notice in like the 80s, it was late 70s, early 80s, there was acid rain.
Sure.
Right?
I remember hearing about it all the time.
Yeah, can you imagine that being the scare tactic now? Can you imagine 2023, acid rain? We'd be like, what?
But now they have the technology to put it in the actual air.
Sure. Oh, did you hear about it raining cement in Romania?
Did I hear the news?
Did you hear the news?
Did you hear the news?
It rained cement in Romania, and I reported on that because I thought that was pretty fucking weird.
But scientifically,
rain cement?
Yeah, stones fell from the sky, and there's like videos of it. And so I posted about it, and I saw in my comments someone goes, "Oh, Russia putting cement powder in the sky again." The again got me, so I looked into it.
They lured me in with the again part.
I was like, what the fuck? It is done. They do it to, they put like, I'm going to say the wrong word, but it's
okay. We don't use real words here.
Oxidizing the iodine, whatever the fuck, and cement powder to...
Ammonize?
I don't know.
Am I saying
but to hold off the clouds, like it holds the rain off. So they would do that.
So they shoot cement powder in the air.
Put it in there, and then sometimes what happens though is the cement powder forms cement in the air with the moisture, and it fucking falls.
Gravity, the whole gravity thing with cement.
Gravity thing, yeah.
Can you imagine going to work and hit a fucking block of cement in the
Honestly,
middle of a field?
That'd be like a typical thing to happen on the day, like you walk out in the door in your fresh new suit and a bird just shits on it.
That's supposed to be good luck.
That's just what they say, so you don't feel like a piece of shit.
Yeah. You fucking suck. Hey, it's good luck.
It's good luck, you loser. I mean, this is a good time to jump off onto it. We talked about a shit story here.
Yeah, Enzo. He wants to go shit to shit with you.
I gotta call my man Enzo out. I mean, it was a good one, but this one's got a little more nuance to it, a little more mystery to it.
Was it someone else's shit?
Well, you're gonna find out.
Okay.
Here.
Oh, the mysteries. I love it.
So, it all starts. I was living in Ottawa, working on Parliament Hill. You know, a good little.
With the polar bears and the penguins.
A good little puppet down there in Parliament Hill. So I get up the one day and I'm like, something's not right. I don't know. I had weird dreams. Don't feel right. I remember vaguely getting up at some point. But whatever. I go to work. Come home. The apartment stinks like shit. So I'm like, okay, what's going on here? I kind of start looking around. And lo and behold, I go into the laundry room there, and there's a giant turd in the dryer, which was floor level. So I'm like, what the fuck am I looking at here?
Is this a community dryer or is this your personal dryer?
This is me and my roommate's dryer.
Okay.
And shout out Byron, you don't know this story. You are now going to know it. I never told him that this happened.
You heard it here first, Byron.
So we fucking go. I'm like. My head, I'm like, a squirrel. A squirrel must have came in from the balcony.
Giant shit.
I know, it's funny what your brain will do, right? So I'm like, it must have came in off the balcony and went in the dryer and shit.
And this is the guy we get our news from.
And then it hit me, bro, like a fucking shotgun shell. The memory, like a movie, it flashes in my head of me sleepwalking, trying to find the toilet. And then I could remember, like, bending over and sticking my butt into the dryer. So it was a sleep.
What kind of toilets do they have in Canada?
No, it was just
was there toilet paper in the dryer?
Bro, I don't even.
A sock?
There was nothing.
Was there a shit stain on your bed?
You should look up dude wipes and maybe put them next to your dryer sheets.
Shout out dude wipes. So, long story short, that took about an hour of cleaning up shit out of a dryer.
I think that's
but at least it was your shit.
No, the washer would be, but like the dryer, it's all heated. So
no, I think an hour you cut some corners. That's all I'm saying.
You're saying it should have been like
a little longer.
I don't think that dryer should have ever been used again, probably. But shout out
He's
Byron.
just a part of the pressure washer cleaning the dryer.
Get the power washer going.
Enzo, I just want you to know, I think we have to come back on the show to see if you can one-up sleep shitting in your own dryer.
So do you sleepwalk?
Donnie, it was the fucking squirrel.
We don't even have squirrels in Canada.
What else do you do sleepwalking?
That is the only fucking time I've sleptwalked. Thank the fuck.
What a weird thing.
I wasn't even.
You know, your neighbors could be going through a dryer epidemic in your neighborhood, not knowing who's shitting in their dryers.
Don't scare me like that.
You're gonna get phone calls when you get home.
Everyone's gonna be like, "I fucking knew."
There's songs written about you.
Oh, no.
Yo, forget an upper decker. You shit in the dryer.
The Canadian hit. Someone shit in my dryer.
I'll never forget like that feeling of like, oh, you did this. Like your mind telling you, like, no, bro, that ain't no squirrel that did this. Like
your brain smacked you. Squirrel. Get back to reality. It was you.
It was you, bro. Anyways, Enzo, much love. That's the story.
I can't believe you shit in your own dryer.
Me neither.
Well, I guess that's a whole new expression than shit in the bed. You ever shit in your dryer? Nah.
Talk to me.
Yeah, you ain't shit.
Talk to me when you're on my level, dog.
Yeah. I honestly don't know where to go from there now.
No, that's a tough one. That's a tough non sequitur there. Yeah.
All right, let's get back to your platform. So you wrote a book, right? You wrote a book.
I did write a book.
Did you write it, or did you have a ghost author?
Oh, fuck that! I'm not Drake. I'm not every Canadian.
Whoa, he's one of your own. You're attacking him like that.
Yeah, Degrassi, man. I was a big Drake guy back in Degrassi when he had the wheelchair. Do you guys know about this?
Oh yeah.
I'm not Canadian now.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I have. I don't use the metric system.
Well,
Drake was a fucking nerd.
This is what we say in Canada. Drake started from the upper middle class. Now he's here. Because he was not at the bottom. I can promise you that.
Well, what does the upper middle class look like in Canada?
A lot of less swords.
Looks like Hunter Biden.
So there's crack in the middle class?
I don't know.
Wow.
I'm just trying to say what he looks like.
Slaps on the wrist?
Oh, you're about appearance.
I
thought you meant like there's hookers and crack in the middle class in Canada.
Certainly.
I'm going there now.
Allegedly. Yeah.
No, there's video proof, bud.
Trust me. Hunter, yes.
Yeah.
100%. I have, Anonymous sent me all that. I have all those.
It's compelling.
We can look at some pictures of Hunter
Do you watch them sometimes with your lotion?
Fuck no, bro. I'm like disturbed forever from just like and like
you should call Pornhub and get a movie going.
It's not like that. It's mostly pictures, and it's like they took Hunter Biden's mouth and put it over the private parts, so it's like the most disturbing shit.
Yeah, I'm leaving this podcast with all kinds of mindfucks.
I know. Now you can share in my pain, my friend, because this is
now I know why you shit the dryer. Now it makes sense.
Well, this was decades ago, but
if you don't coin the phrase "shit the dryer," I don't know what you're done here.
We're gonna have to work on it. Cycle the shit, boys. That's how we do. But no.
So you wrote your book. You wrote it yourself, unlike some people. I get it, okay.
Yes, allegedly.
What motivated to just put pen to paper or a keyboard going?
I've always wanted to be a writer, man. Like that's the first and foremost thing I am. I got a new novel that'll be coming out in January. Run, Charlie, Run. It's more of a university romp through the streets of Ottawa. There's some very actually Hunter Biden-esque scenes in there, but you know what's fucking crazy, bro? I wrote that book 15 years ago. And I realized that there is an undertone theme of human trafficking throughout that book. So
really?
Yes. Well, man, I wrote a book. I wrote a short story 12 years ago about how schools in America are going to be prisons. And
they're there.
I am well aware. So
there.
I'm just saying, if you're paying attention, man, you can see what's happening and you can see where things are going. I remember after the Boston Marathon bombing, I was sitting in my office and I was like, the lockdown thing. And I was like, I don't like that. I really don't like. I know they're searching for the suspects. I don't like that
shelter in place.
I don't like that they locked everyone down in the city and people are complying and cops are walking around the streets and can come into your house. I said I didn't like that then.
How like we are. Well, during 9/11, we were in high school and John had a cell phone. Now, fun fact about John, he's always been this size. Since birth.
He just came out like that.
Fuck my mom up.
I
walked out after twirling a cane, no problem.
You came out doing cartwheels.
Yeah, I was like, what? So my mom texted him, and said, get your brother, and I'll meet you at the front door. Yeah. They locked the school down. And John, I was in one teacher's class who's substantially smaller than John.
Okay.
And John walked in the doorway. He's like, yo, let's go. I'm like, gotta go. I got my books, and he's like, well, where are we going? Mom said she's picking us up, and he's like, you can't leave. And John's like, yeah.
I got my older sister, I got him, and we walked out the front door.
Out. We're the only kids that left.
The janitor and gym's teacher, they're like, you can't leave. And I'm like, you're not stopping me, buddy. That's what I said to him.
You're opening that door, or I'm putting you through it.
You better pack a lunch.
Yeah.
Because my mom trumps anything anyone in that school has to say.
That's smart, though.
So if she tells me, get out of the school, I'm going to get out of the school.
Yeah.
I will take care of any course of action that you get in trouble, get them. Yeah. And he came and got us.
No shit.
I don't believe in the shelter in place either. Like my one child, she's nonverbal, and they do that shit constantly at her school, shelter in place. And the problem
Jesus Christ.
Like you have, like my dad goes and picks her up on days when I'm working late, and they won't tell them why they're not released. Huh. So you have a child who can't tell you what's absurd. Going on, and they're not letting her out of the school. And my dad's like, what the fuck? And he didn't tolerate it. He fucking caused quite a stink at the drop-off.
Good for him.
But yeah, the whole shelter in place, I think, is completely
But he's taught us to be like that for our whole lives. Like, don't take someone's shit just because they're telling you to.
Sure.
Now you be respectful to authority figures to the most part. You get pulled over.
Yeah, get on the ground. No, thank you.
Yeah, you're going like 10 miles over the speed limit. You get pulled over. There's no need to be an asshole to him.
When he said to him, did he say, sorry?
Hey, I'm so sorry, officer.
You go Canadian.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh, hard. He was hard.
Or once in a while, I'll do the mulligan. Yeah. Right off the bat.
Excuse me.
Mulligan. And they're like,
I'm going to steal that, actually. I like that.
Because you made a mistake. Yeah. Come on. Like, you don't bust my balls. I won't bust your balls. We're all doing a job here.
Next time the cops stop you or someone with authority tries to stop you, just say, no, thank you.
Just be like, no, thanks.
Dude, no, thank you. No. Excuse me, sir. You can't go in there. No, thank you.
No, thanks. Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah, no.
No, or I had one friend.
Not right now, Chief. I'm in the fucking zone.
He would answer. No, I don't smoke. Like, what time is it? Sorry, I don't smoke.
Or you keep moving. Or you could throw him for a real big loop. No, sorry, I gotta go shit in the dryer.
Yeah.
And they're like, what the fuck did he just say?
I gotta go clean my dryer.
Yeah.
The squirrel came in off my balcony.
You need to get an endorsement from like Whirlpool.
I know. Hey, what is it? Dirty wipes or whatever the fuck?
Dude wipes.
That squirrel must have been the size of a cocker
spaniel. You need dryer-safe dude wipes.
What kind of squirrels
I'm gonna have
Canada?
To seek out a taxidermied squirrel to send to you.
Bro, I've seen some fucked up taxidermies lately.
I have a weird soft spot for that.
Yeah.
Some of them are funny.
Horrific.
Yeah, they're like, what the fuck?
You can taxidermy me. You know what? Stick me up here on this couch at the end of the day. You know, when Uncle Sam comes to get me, just stick me up.
Do you think Uncle Sam needs a passport to come get you, or they can just come across the border?
They'll call their puppet Trudeau. That's fine.
Well, look, China's got 3 police stations in Toronto and New York City. Actually.
Well, I thought they closed the one down in New York City.
There were multiple.
Yeah, they put it in the basement.
Yeah, and then they had the science lab in California.
Now there's a massage.
The bio lab in California is fucked, bro.
And the beauty of it is, we started this podcast earlier about making fun of safety guys.
Yeah.
That was like a safety audit.
Yeah, I know.
It was like an inspector for the town. He's like, well, this isn't up to code.
Someone is stealing our sweet, sweet electricity.
Yeah, I pictured Fred from Scooby-Doo. And what we have behind here?
Chinese guy. Yeah.
Oh, didn't see that coming.
Well, it's like they had 1,000 rats genetically engineered in that lab to carry and transmit diseases. You're telling me we're not under attack, people?
And for what?
You're telling
what was
me
the reasoning
we're not
for it?
fucking under attack.
What was the end result? What the news? What did they release saying why they had that?
To spread COVID.
That's the news said that?
Yes.
Really? I'm surprised.
The reason for bio labs is because we want to make stuff just in case another country makes it to be able to have the antidote for it.
Super healthy, yeah.
But if no one did it in the first place, like all these different things presidents have done over the years, saying we're not even Obama.
Yeah.
They stopped all that shit, but they just put it in the black site funds.
Yep.
And they
No,
paid for it.
They didn't stop it. They just didn't do it in America.
Yeah, well, Ukraine has
sent it
the
off
most
location.
biolabs out of any country.
That is true.
So that's coincidence.
They also have a shit ton of lithium there.
It's true.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you know that China bought up all those mines in like 2019?
And they bought up the African mines,
Did
too.
they get a good price for it?
I'm sure they were super fair.
The biggest
Stern.
the biggest coal bolt
No, thank you.
is in Africa.
No, thank you. Hey, can I buy your lithium mine? No, thank you.
Yeah, no, thank
Nah.
You laugh. Do you have children?
I do not.
All right, so I have a 7-year-old that you'll tell her, hey, go do something. Because I don't know if you know this, having children is like having your own labor force.
Oh, that's that's why I want to start.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have 5 kids. I have a solid labor force.
Okay.
So I tell Olivia, go do something, and she'll turn and go, no, thank you. Now, at that moment, as a parent,
fantastic.
do you appreciate the fact that she's being polite?
Yes, sure,
right?
sure.
Being cordial, being polite.
Well-raised.
Or do you say, you're going to fucking listen? like at that moment, you're at that crossroads of, go fucking do it. You know, but the no thank you. You got to use it in your everyday life.
It's hard to come back at that.
You can't.
It's a
No, thank you.
That's a well-raised kid right there.
No, thank
Manners at the yin.
Yeah, until the teacher calls you and says, hey, she refused to do her homework and just said no thank
No,
you.
thank you. That's
No,
not
thank
for
you.
me. I tried it. It's not for me.
I gave it a no thank you bite.
Oh my God.
So wait a minute. So China bought the lithium mines in the Ukraine.
Yeah.
They also own the
2019.
biggest cobalt mine in Africa, too.
That's right. Africa. Yeah.
They bought up. All they did was do what our actual. So all the money we give to other countries for bullshit reasons, if we actually took that money and gave it to countries that needed it and to build infrastructure like the Chinese are doing to these African countries,
Yes.
we'd have access to all their cobalt. Not own the mines, but at least give them the resources
Give
to
it
mine
a little cobalt taste.
Yeah,
The way you whistle.
but that's not the case.
Just a
We
little,
give it to other countries for no fucking reason.
No, there's always a reason.
Well,
You know, I think it's funny. We sit here, and I don't know if you guys ever had trouble with law enforcement, but
allegedly.
a lot of times you'll hear a detective, well, I've at least heard them say this, there's no such thing as a coincidence, right?
Sure.
I've heard this a lot from people who've interrogated me. And
Yeah.
you sit there and you think about that as a government agency doesn't believe in coincidence, but the American and apparently the Canadian populace has to believe in coincidence.
Whole lot of those going around.
It's a lot of quinkydinks.
Well, here, let's get into it. This is the other coincidence. Kelowna. Okay, Maui.
Jesus, you got real excited.
Sorry, guys.
He's real
Trying
or-
to chop it all
Sorry,
kinds.
He's
guys.
real ornery.
You gotta say it
we
right,
all
sorry.
know, we all know Maui had the Smart City Conference in January where it was announced that we're going to be one of the first smart cities in America. Kelowna, British Columbia. I started this story. We never finished it. Let's finish it now.
That's it.
This is the girl that messaged me saying the firefighters started a back-end fire, right? Where they're trying to stop a coming forest fire by burning a chunk of the forest out,
Yeah.
I guess. And turns out the fire that the firefighters started spreading kind of aggressively towards her home. So she... down there, like, these people are used to fire, so they have like generators and all this water kind of. I'm not exactly sure.
They're ready to rock and roll.
They're ready to go, so
Yeah.
they're doing what they can. Wondering where the firefighters are. They were down the street in a field having coffee. She had to go beg them twice to come help her.
Did she tell them that she had better coffee?
They eventually, maybe she should have gone.
Hey
with
guys, I have espresso.
Well, they had that Timmy Hortons going, bud. That's the Canadian
gold.
Donuts.
Yeah,
that's right.
I watched a comedian talk about that earlier.
Yeah, it's an old shtick. Fuck Tim Hortons.
Wow. So Don Lemon and Tim Horton go fuck their faces. Got it.
Well, I say fuck Dunkin' Donuts,
Fuck
so it's the
your
same
life.
thing.
Jesus, guys.
So
No, thank you.
So eventually, she convinces the goddamn firefighters that started the fucking fire to come help save her house. They saved the house for now. It is still burning. I can show you pictures on my phone of the shit. It looks like an apocalypse is raining down on her house. And now they have the police. The police have now blocked the roads. It's that same shit you're hearing. Supply routes are being kind of interfered with, and locals don't really know what's going on. You know what? Kelowna was named in 2020 in June Canada's first smart city.
It's burning.
But it's just a coincidence, Donnie.
So
It's just a fucking coincidence.
These areas are being wiped clean by God. It's all natural.
It's all natural.
All natural.
Of course.
Yeah, so is crystal meth. All natural ingredients.
And then the rich and powerful will swoop in.
And they get a dollar. They get a pennies on the dollar.
I hate to say that is what it seems like, but that is what it fucking seems like. I don't know if you're connecting dots and paying attention.
Can you imagine the entire town just says, "No, thank you.
No, thank you.
We want to buy your town. No, thank you."
That's one.
And then here's a fucking laser, yeah.
I mean, shit. Like we
That's
said.
that's the videos of the scanning of the cities.
Sure.
That's fucking crazy
Man,
to me.
Maui had fucking green lasers over them in January of this year.
Meanwhile, I can't get my Bluetooth connect.
The same day the Chinese air balloon showed up, there were green fucking lasers on Hawaii. Like, why is
Goddamn
no
laser
one
beam.
talking about this?
And also, did you notice, as soon as the fire started, it was a clear day in Maui. Beautiful day, no wind really.
No.
And then all of a sudden, as soon as the fire started, hurricane-type winds came out of nowhere.
I've seen some
came out
of the
of
videos. They're
nowhere.
scary.
Again, they should have said to the hurricane,
No, thank you.
Not
Thank you.
today. Not
No, thank
today,
you.
please. Thank you.
Just cutting in, the Wagner boss, Prigozhin, was killed with 9 others in a Russian
Oh,
airplane crash.
bro.
The who? Wagner brothers?
Wagner boss. The fucking.
Wagner
Holy
boss.
shit.
For those who don't know,
That's fucked.
what the fuck is Wagner?
Please.
Wagner is the Russian militia army. That's the guy that turned on Putin,
Right.
allegedly. But then they went and stationed him in Belarus, and it was kind of being speculated that that's why the whole fake coup happened.
Right.
Just to put them there?
Was to move him, under the guise of he's being exiled, to move him to Belarus. But now it looks like Putin got him. I was gonna say Putin definitely got him. If anyone
Maybe it
didn't
was
hear.
mechanical error. That's a coincidence.
It's a fucking another
I
one
mean,
of those
maybe as the plane
coincidences,
went down,
Donnie.
he should have said, "No,
Hey,
thank you."
It's just like, yo, we're crashing the plane today. No thanks.
No thanks.
Not really down for that.
I'm gonna go and say, "No, thank you." This one.
But
From now
man,
on, that's all I'm gonna do
Maybe,
now. Just
maybe
no, thank you.
Putin had a good reason.
That
though.
is absolutely huge news. That's crazy.
So, gang, let me hear it. Did you hear the news?
Did you hear the news? Wagner just got fucking whacked by Putin.
I did actually stack hold of me.
You guys beat me to that one.
Yeah, well,
technically.
you need to get yourself an executive Saudi Arabian prince producer.
Oh, I need me a Saudi benefactor, bro. I'm just
Yeah.
waiting for that. I'm just waiting for that day. What do I got to do?
Well, first you got to start low. Push dude wipes.
Okay, push
You know?
wipes. Dude wipes. Shout out dude wipes.
Be a professional
so
soccer player or excellent golfer. to
Sure.
start.
Yeah, they'll come pick
Or
you up.
even a female athlete now.
What they like to do in Saudi Arabia to journalists is chop them up. So maybe we'll.
No, just again, you say,
no,
thank you.
thank you.
No, thank you.
I would not like to be chopped
I
up.
do have no part of your
They're
machete
literally
today.
in the royal gala, like the castle, and the prince is like, chop him up, and
Yeah.
they just chop you up there right on the fucking.
No, thank you, but can you show me your nearest dryer, sir?
Like Saddam Hussein's son was the worst person on the planet doing that shit.
Well, you know
chop
what's-
people up?
He would walk into a room and he didn't like the way the person was standing, looking, where they were wearing.
that right?
And he'd have them killed.
How do you stand? What was that movie? I just don't like your face.
Yes,
You can figure it.
Oh, that's from True Detective. I watched that.
No, it wasn't
recently.
Detective.
Oh, that's fucking.
Callahan
that's
wine
called
mixer.
Big Brothers, or
Yeah,
the
Step Brothers,
Kelly,
Step
I
Brothers.
don't like your face. Fix it.
There's something about it. I just
I
want to
miss
punch
that
you.
guy. I miss that actor. That fucking loud ass motherfucker.
No, thank you.
No, thank you guys.
I don't think we finished your book. So it's hard to stay on track with you.
Guys, it's because we got breaking news coming
There's
in.
so much going on.
We got important tangents to go off on.
We do. It's very important. I don't think an hour is enough for us. I think we need to do
definitely not
a
gonna be.
special 2-hour edition.
We can sit here and chat as long as
I have
you
nothing
guys
to do.
want,
Actually, I have to
man.
go back to work at some point. I have a 9 to 5.
Spider Cuz just postponed. Do you guys know who Spider Cuz is?
No.
He's the guy that gets dressed up in a Spider-Man costume and carries around Hennessy and like interviews people. And,
He dances a lot.
yes,
He backflips.
that
I've seen
guy.
him.
We're collabing with that guy, so that's
Nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fucking
Nice.
shit show.
What are you
So-
gonna dress as?
Oh, so I guess I should dress up as
polar bear?
something. What makes
Mary
sense?
Jane.
Clark Kent, right? Superman.
Mary Jane.
Because
So,
that's New York.
I
Right?
did that for a Halloween party. I put
'Cause I could
a
have
white
the
suit
suit
on,
on,
yeah,
and
and you can get a T-shirt anywhere.
Done.
You're
That's
done,
what
yeah.
I'm doing.
Pair of
Superman
glasses.
and Spider-Man. I can't be Batman because he beefs. Spider-Man and Batman be beefing.
Do they?
My man Spider Cuz does. Yeah, he don't like Batman.
Because that's DC and the Marvel universe.
It's just his thing, man. He
Okay.
don't like Batman. I can't go. Just
That's
saying.
fair.
I
He
can't
had
go.
a bad experience.
Yeah.
It's because he's entitled to that rich attitude. I get it. Spider-Man to Batman, no thank you.
So we're gonna get a little loaded with Spider Cuz tomorrow and hit the streets and do some interviews.
Are you gonna do a backflip?
I'm incapable of doing such a move.
With that kind of attitude, you are.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yes,
Spider
so-
Cuz come on this podcast in full uniform. No one will know.
Bro.
Is he like Banksy? No one knows who he
Well,
is.
so man, me and Chris were talking about whether is this guy gonna show up in the full outfit or like am I gonna see this? I don't know.
It's
And
a stunt double. Shows up. You'll never know. It could be anybody. It'd
I don't know. We're gonna find out.
be funny if a real fat guy shows up.
You're just
Yo, did you gain a lot of weight? Like, did you
He's
shrink that?
dancing around.
Do
like
a backflip
fucking-
and just ledge the wall. Ugh.
That would be amazing.
I'm trying to stay on track. Can't be done
No,
here.
it can't be done.
So you wrote the book.
I wrote the
right? You
book.
wrote the book.
Yeah.
And you had a pretty good return on it. You became on the bestsellers list for Canada.
We float around on Amazon like top 50 Canadian literature books.
Well, how many writers are in Canada? 59?
Probably 69.
Oh, no, thank you.
Nice. No, so I mean, there's hundreds. I mean, writing it is an oversaturated market. I mean,
Is it?
I
There's an
would say
oversaturated
so.
market, but reading isn't. It's
funny,
so weird.
Funny how the demand
Yeah.
and the supply has been
Just
a little
hasn't met with
it's
each other
been
yet.
A little out of skew on that.
Hey,
one.
you want a book? No, thank you.
Well, maybe I could get Johnny to do the audiobook version or something. We could talk.
I don't.
That'd be fucking legend.
No, you got to do your Canadian accent the whole time.
Yeah, what's the Canadian accent?
How's about new?
Okay.
Surrey?
Sorry. I can't read very well.
And winding
He
it down.
mispronunciates the words. He doesn't read in order. Yeah, sorry about
Read
that.
it backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The audiobook, John, I bought the audiobook. It just doesn't really make sense.
Doesn't really. Oh, I started at the end. It's like a Quentin Tarantino book.
Does the guy have marshmallows in his mouth? What's going on?
Backwards. Jesus Christ. Well, let's jump into this, guys. I want to know what you guys think about the fact that what did New York just give the Buffalo Bills? $850 million, right?
Yeah, so
Oh,
those
boy.
sons of
850
bitches.
$850 million. I believe New York actually the same day announced an $800 million cut to child family services.
That's so
funny.
coincidence.
That's such a crazy coincidence, guys.
Coincidence.
But did you know that the fucking Bills owner is worth $6 billion?
That's so you're telling me.
Yeah.
It's tied up in stocks. It's tied up in
It's
stocks.
not liquid. It's not liquid, right?
Nothing's
So this
liquid
guy
except
can
my
feasibly
shits.
make his own stadium 10 times over.
Certainly could.
And what he did was
What he did.
he held the city hostage.
Correct.
And said, I'm going to leave
Yes.
unless you build me a stadium. So essentially, he's that boy on the block
Well, he
who's
did-
taking his ball and going home.
You gotta understand, the Bills owner did it for the families and children of New York City. That's why they went and took the money from the family and children of New York City.
Listen, if you don't got a home to stay and you come hang out in our
You
stadium.
come to the stadium. We will arrest you though if you're here after the game.
Oh.
That's right. That's right. All right.
So it doesn't benefit them in
So
any
it
way.
actually is actually not good at all. Yeah. Yeah. It actually.
Oh,
you know,
I imagine they make a lot of revenue
You know-
being that they had the games and stuff, right? Or they give them large tax breaks.
Well, I'm sure the profit margins are super fair, and they pay their employees really, really well. This just got so sarcastic, so
did.
fucking fast.
And what's terrible about it is the Bills
Aren't that
the
good.
Bills, no,
That just
the Bills
stink. They
family
stink.
is very close knit up there.
Yeah,
I went up to a Bills game this past season. My
Yeah.
older brother's a huge Bills fan.
I gotta go this year.
and
I do gotta
it
go.
was a great time.
Yeah.
The city was
Did you
awesome.
jump
the
through the
people.
table?
No, we were VIP.
he said no. He said no, thank you.
No,
We
thank
don't. Yeah, we don't do that kind of stuff. I would.
that's
I feel like
beneath
He
me.
would. He wouldn't, and he wouldn't allow me to. So
Okay.
when I'm with him, I have to be.
If we were there
more.
together, He threw me through the table.
Several tables would be broken.
Our older brother.
There was so many parking lot parties going on. There was snow everywhere. I wanted to stop and just talk to people and like
Why
eat
wouldn't
something.
you be dumb not to?
He's like, no, we can't talk to these people. I'm like, we're wearing a Buffalo's jacket.
They're
I
too
just
close
bought.
to
Like,
Canada. We can't talk
we
to
could
these
do
people.
whatever we want up here.
Right.
There's no law up here.
He's like, that's the type of guy he is. He's like, no.
Anything goes. It's like international waters.
You could shit in somebody's dryer and it's totally
All
fine.
the dryers you want to shit in are accessible.
You got to
in
watch
Buffalo.
out. You got to keep that balcony closed, or those squirrels will come in.
They'll
boys.
get you.
Yeah, they will.
Get you.
You know who else did that to New York City though?
Someone else shit in the dryer?
Cuomo.
Held it hostage.
Andrew Cuomo did.
Held it
Oh.
hostage. Trump used to do that. Wasn't that Trump pretty much invented that move? Didn't he?
Hostile takeover?
He would the tax breaks that he got, and I think it was Trump Towers, one of the Trump Towers. How many fucking Trump Towers are there in New York? Just the one,
I
right?
hate New York.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm just saying it's a tried and true method for very rich
Yeah, but getting a
businessmen
tax
and
break
establishments.
and telling someone.
We're talking like hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah, I get it, but
We're talking
playing
hundreds of millions of
the
dollars.
system and the rules
Sure.
to what they are.
Sure.
If you didn't write them,
Yeah.
I'd get behind that. How I'm a gangster.
Isn't it-
But now holding a city hostage and saying we are going to leave
Right.
unless
Right.
you pay this.
Right.
That's a no thank you.
Well, especially when it's the fucking Bills.
The balls on them.
But I bet if you voted in Buffalo,
They
they would have paid them. All right, let's fucking skip the team.
Really?
Yeah. Well,
I think
yeah,
so.
'cause people
I think
love
so.
this shit, man. People love.
They do have
this
the name
sport.
Mafia in their fan base.
Like around here, you go
Funny
to
how that
stores.
works.
There's some Giants and Jet stuff, and
Up there,
but,
it's all Bills.
But it's so fucking crazy what they have Bills up there.
Yeah.
Like shit I've never even knew had.
Snow globes,
Al-
amazing.
Josh Allen cereal, coffee,
What the fuck?
spices. Like he
What
has his
is
own
it?
line with
Captain
everything.
Crunch? What are we talking?
I didn't buy it.
Admiral, all right? Not Captain.
But every store I went into had a massive Bills section.
Okay.
So
I'll tell you what, I went to
there's
Niagara
true
Falls.
love
I
up
did notice
there.
that up that way.
Yeah, so
They had
it's
Niagara
a different
Falls,
culture up there. So I think they'd be like, all right, well, all right, let the kids be hungry a little bit. We want our Bills.
Sure.
Fuck the kids.
Once in a while, they
No,
come to the
thank you.
stadium and they can go through the dumpster.
But
That's
Daddy,
fine.
I'm hungry. Eat these tickets.
Yeah.
They're delicious.
Have a $19 sausage and cheese here.
Well, maybe they could give like the flattened footballs out after the games, and they can make some leather soup with it. You know what I'm saying?
delicious
like a nice
leather
little,
soup.
yeah, that'd be okay.
No, I'm gonna say no, thank you.
But it's not the
thank you
first
for that.
time a
Yeah,
stadium
no,
has
thank
done
you
that
for
in
that.
a city. They do it
no,
all
it's
the
not a lie.
time.
Yeah, didn't they do that in Anaheim or whatever for the Raiders? Didn't they move to Vegas because they want a new stadium? The Raiders are like, I'm leaving.
Well,
And-
no, the fan base was apparently a little bit less than what Vegas would have offered, so they had reasons to go.
Yeah.
and it's Vegas. You're getting a brand new stadium.
So, but they didn't take money from fucking starving kids and women and stuff.
No, just a bunch of degenerate gamblers.
I'm fine with that.
Jesus
What makes
Christ.
it degenerates?
Oh, I guess prostitution is legal there, so not degenerate.
Not all of it.
Yeah.
Only one little county.
God bless them.
Yeah.
God bless them.
I don't understand that, right? So it's my body, my choice.
Sure.
Right? My body, my choice.
Yeah.
Why can't I sell my body? Why can't I sell?
They
a
claim
kidney?
diseases
Well,
and
'cause they
stuff.
haven't
It's a
figured
health
out- They
issue.
haven't figured out a way to 100% tax you on any revenue you make. From
Well, they say it's a health issue. Yeah.
How is it a health issue?
Because of sexually transmitted diseases.
Wear condoms.
Not everyone wears condoms.
Well, not everyone wears seatbelts. We figure out a way to give people tickets. So
That's
have
right.
someon running around
It-
brothels giving tickets for raw.
They're in the
dogs.
closet with a
I
camera.
will have that job.
Well, what are we doing here? Are we having sex or are we wearing condoms?
Both. Yes.
He's like, who's getting fucked and who's shitting in the dryer?
No, thank you.
Call that the 1-2 punch, baby. Let's go.
Excuse me, how much is the 1-2? I'll have it to go. I have a dryer in the truck.
We'll
Let's
call
go.
that getting squirrely. Getting squirrely.
Oh, I fucked up telling that story, didn't I?
Yeah, you
Anyway.
did. You were eager to tell
Yeah,
it.
I was.
You were driving in this afternoon
It's the
like
guilt.
Instagram Live.
Yeah,
I gotta tell you a great
I
shit
gotta tell
story.
you a story. I gotta tell you, it's the guilt for
Do you feel
knowing
relieved?
that Byron had to wash his clothes in that dryer.
No, you dried them with the heat
The
that
heat.
embedded into the
You know how
fabric.
dryers have like the little holes in them?
You know some got in there.
Oh, buddy, I tried my best.
I washed my
tried
pants,
my
and they came out corn in the
There's a
pockets.
little
It's so
bit.
weird.
There's a little bit of a stain on my pants.
Shitty situation.
That is, that's the epitome of it. Yeah, that's the epitome of
Get
it.
away from this shit story.
Yeah.
So you came down from Canada.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yeah.
How was your trip to New York?
It was easy. I slept on the Amtrak.
Was it about 6 hours?
It was a boot 12 hours.
How
Wow.
was that? You about go fuck yourself.
It was a boot 12
So
hours.
what is the ticket from Canada here? What's that run you?
$250 American.
It's American U.S. So if it was Canadian, it'd be what, $500?
$7,000.
$11 million. Excuse me. No, thank you. I'll pay U.S.
When you went from the last stop in Canada to the first stop in America, we're like, "Where are your papers?"
Well, they did stop us. They pulled.
Why is there germ to the
border? I mean,
so confusing.
There was papers to be provided at the border, and then they had the two drug dogs, or maybe one's for
salted meats.
Yeah.
No, at Newark Airport, they had a beagle. That like all the planes that come from like Portugal and Spain.
Are you serious right now?
Yeah, it's a beagle.
Serious?
Yes, we're
God. One's a food dog.
It's a food dog.
And one's a money dog to smell cash. Another's a bomb dog.
Well, so the one, they're like, yeah. Like, the one dog was a lab just like mine, and he obviously loved me. Could have been that I just ate like an edible before I got there, but also...
This guy's chill.
Also, why is there this log of mortadella in your bag?
I got the mortadella coming out. Now, and then the second one, they're like, do not look at the dog. Do not touch the dog. I'm like...
Right, yeah.
That's the drug dog, and they give him cocaine regularly. He's all jittery.
He's just fucking on edge.
Yo, that dog is zooming.
Let's just say that dog doesn't work.
He is fucking unhinged. He doesn't want you to be petted. He's saying, no thank you to the pet. Yeah, no thank you to the
More
pet.
cocaine, less pets.
Less pets. Yeah.
So you got here, right? You had a nice little train trip. Now that's so you cross over the border on a train.
Yeah.
Now I'm someone who can't go over the border, so I'm curious how it all works. So you pull up to the border. Does a train stop?
Yeah, train stops. Everyone gets out. You get shuffled in. It's like airport, but quicker and less invasive. You go through. They don't even really look at your bag unless I guess you get picked. They look at your passport. I go, hello, sir. How are you, sir?
They check to see if you're Caucasian, and they say, okay,
they go, white Canadian, go.
You're good. Not that there's racial profiling at any border.
Oh.
Never.
Of course not.
Not the southern border, but that's a different story.
Interesting. There is an interesting thing going on there. I did get a lot of messages from my Texan people.
Buses.
El Paso was a shit show.
Really?
Actually. Well, yeah. Lines and lines and lines. Because what was it? There was this in April, this Trump amendment ended, which stopped a flow of immigration at some point. But now the floodgates opened, and now
they're like, April Fools, come on in.
So our friend Rocka News, shout out Max, he was telling us last night that in his hometown, they just bust in. They had this hotel full of homeless people, local homeless people who lived in the town, families of town members. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They're homeless, yes, but they are part of the town.
Yes.
They kicked them out of this hotel they were staying at. The hotel was putting them up to put in Venezuelan immigrants that came up from Texas. And it's like, I mean, like, I'm not trying to say, like, I'm sure those Venezuelan immigrants have good people in it too. And I'm sure it's not that one person doesn't deserve shelter, but it's like,
but they're not seeking asylum.
Have they heard of bunk beds?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know, man. But that is.
Did you see what they did in Alaska?
Issue.
The Anchorage mayor he offered for his homeless and his vagrant population, and that they had like 8 deaths the year prior from freezing and from exposure.
Sure.
He offered them plane tickets, a one-way plane ticket to Los Angeles, where you won't freeze to death.
That's a big thing I heard.
That's first of all, that's a boss move.
Yeah.
Well, Abbott, Texas,
but boss.
Well, that's why
Governor Abbott in Texas was sending people to New York.
Third world fucking country. Sorry, Johnny. What are you saying there?
Governor Abbott was sending people to New York. Same
Greg
way.
Abbott. I wish that tree would have fallen.
And Eric Adams like, we don't want any more people.
Yeah.
His hands are up now. He's one of those people like, I think we had enough. It's time to do something.
Well, I mean, this is what breaks my heart, guys, and I think it's a good moment to just kind of do my little spiel here, where it's like, it breaks my heart that we got poor people from this country fighting with poor people from this country. I would love us to all come together, take back what's ours. There's plenty of resources out there for all of us. That's the fucking joke. Like, they don't need to have everything. And by the way, we outnumber them 10 million, 100 million to 1, Donnie. I don't know. Just a thought, guys. And then
just an idea.
When they fucking come and say, we're going to war, you know what we could say, Donnie?
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
We got our own war going on back here.
They cannot do anything without us. These fucking rich cunts don't know how to. I'm in America. I should say that word, I guess.
You say cunt?
It's too late.
Do you know what cunt means? Can't understand normal thinking.
Love that.
There you go.
Okay, so these fucking rich bastards, they can't.
Oh, you can't say bastards.
How dare you? They can't do anything without us, man. Like, think about all the skills you have. I don't have many skills, but I can talk good. But these
Whoa,
motherfuckers.
who the fuck told you can talk good?
I have nunchuck skills.
You can't even use a toilet.
Fuck, sorry, talk well. I talk well. My Brian works.
I
good.
talk gooder.
You know what I'm saying, guys? Like they don't know what HTTP stands for. I don't either, but I know there's people that do, and it's not the 1%.
Get them on our side.
They are. They should be on our side. The cops should be on our side. The veterans. I shout out all my veterans. We got a shit ton of military people that are sending me messages telling me how much they appreciate it. So there's a great awakening happening. The grassroots journalist movement is a part of it. That's what you're seeing. That's why me, Rocka News, Ground News, Andrew Callahan, all of us are going to be coming together. And
But don't you think that it's just too corrupt because all these people who want to do good win an election, they get into some pattern?
You got to vote independent. It's done.
Yeah, but even those people who like go into the system, it's like they can't
Absolute
fight.
power corrupts absolutely.
We might need a little bit of a, how do you put
A reset?
Delicately, a complete crumbling of the establishment.
Well, I think a reset
like-
is a nice word.
Yeah, reset, sure, but that just makes me think of the Great Reset, and then you get bogged.
You hold. Boop, boop.
Buy dinosaurs, buy people. I get it.
Dinosaur bones were planted by Catholic priests, or what was it? What's the? Isn't that what the Catholics say? Oh, they say. Never mind. We're not going to.
You know those Catholics
We're
are.
not gonna
That
go
was
there.
a
We're not
different
gonna-
bone being buried. Yeah.
Well, let's actually. I wanted to ask.
That's
you,
fucked up.
So you guys are hunting bones in the East River and all over New York. That specifically are these. There's a guy that had a bunch of bones that fell out that was going to a museum or something.
Yeah,
right?
so that was John Reed's.
Okay. So what do you guys think about the Smithsonian like losing shit on purpose? Have you guys heard of this stuff before?
Yes.
Yeah. What do you think? I'd love to just hear.
Well, a lot of the times I've heard all kinds of dribbles and drabs.
Like giant bones. and
Nothing's
stuff, you know
a
what I'm saying?
coincidence.
Yeah.
Nothing's. We don't believe in coincidences, like we discussed earlier.
Yeah.
And we had, I mean, the amount of media coverage that we had on this story since January was crazy.
When nothing was found.
Nothing
yet.
was found. We were in every newspaper. We were in Germany, fucking Portugal, Spain, Italy.
Seriously?
We talked to journalists from all over the world.
Wow.
We did a special for Germany for Galileo. Like they came out on the boat with us, everything.
That's
We did a lot of media coverage.
Yeah.
We were in, I think, 36 newspapers in 1 week.
Jesus.
Right? Then we found something.
Yeah.
And you would think.
That might be a big deal.
Yeah,
That'd
like
be
this
more-
is it. Yeah.
No follow up.
Crickets.
No follow up.
We had things scheduled.
I love that.
We shot something with a news company. It came out on the boat. We shot it already. Let's say we shot it on Monday, for argument's sake. Right. Find something Thursday. They're supposed to air that recording on Friday.
Right.
Doesn't air.
No.
So I messaged them. I'm like, hey, my mom wants to know when you're gonna see me on the old telly. What's the deal?
Yeah.
No response.
Love
now,
it.
meanwhile, we've had
Love it.
correspondence the entire week. You know, look, this is the final edit. This is the, what's this guy's name? Getting releases signed for different people in the video. Friday, crickets. Monday, nothing. Now they don't respond to me. And no media coverage from that moment on. The only media coverage we did have, we went on Fox.
Rosanna Scotto, shout out. She's a classy
Okay.
lady.
Okay.
Classy
Yeah, that was
lady.
the only news we had after. Now, we had stuff lined up to shoot.
And that was because we knew somebody who worked there.
So why do you think they shut y'all down?
I don't know.
Should you think
didn't want you
maybe
to
the
find
museum?
No, because nothing's supposed to be there.
Maybe the museum has a ton of power and influence for donors,
Yeah.
and they know people who hang out with people and play golf with people,
Yeah, you mean like
or go to pizza parties with people.
guaranteed there's
Yeah.
There's something fucked. Because we had really good steam.
no kidding.
And then, boom, guillotine dropped. And you're like, okay. well,
Why'd they give you the fucking steam in the first place then? I'm so confused.
Because no one thought you'd find anything. It's needle and
Because
they were hoping they could do that.
So when
I
this-
told you,
yeah.
When the story
No
first
shit.
came out with this and all this, they had a representative from the museum, a real Poindexter guy with like a bow tie coming on. Go,
Did he
go.
piss his pants?
And the girl goes, "You think they'll ever find something?" No, they
Never.
won't find anything.
Oh, yeah.
Please,
absurd,
yeah, please.
Yes, shallow and
Uh,
pedantic,
yes.
yes.
Pass me my brandy. Yeah,
Yeah, sipping with the pinky.
exactly.
Yeah, gotcha.
So they came on all cocky, and they're like, "Wait, we can't have these
And
guys."
is that when you guys found the tusk?
And
No,
like,
so we had 76 dives. We'll count 75.
Sure.
Because one was like a half day.
Half
So
day.
75 dives, right? There were 3 divers.
How long
A
are you
day.
down there?
Where we were
In a
working,
time.
it was an hour clip because of
Okay.
the depth.
Okay.
So it was 3 hours a day, 75 days, right?
Wow.
It's a lot of searching. We covered a lot of ground, right? And we were getting, yeah, keep looking. You're not going to find fuck off.
Yeah.
And then a guy hit us up and said, hey, listen, maybe you should search over here.
Yeah.
and John talked to him
for various reasons he told us.
Yeah, so but it
made sense.
What he was saying made sense to us. So we're like,
yeah, I saw the video.
Let's do a day over there. Let's go check it out.
Yeah.
And we found something. Now that moment,
so cool.
It was Joe Rogan said he'd have someone on. They found something with they found a tusk.
Yeah.
And then other news anchors like, oh, you find something, call us.
Yeah.
We find something. And it took us a long time. It took us months to get to that point.
Yeah.
And during these entire proceedings, people were like, yeah, whatever. We find something, and it was, well, why don't you go ahead and get fucked? And then they stopped talking to us.
They were like, no, thank you.
No, thank you. And then we keep searching. We find another item. We keep searching. We find another item.
Yeah.
So now, during the summer months, we were telling you earlier, it's a little difficult us to go on the bone hunt because we have actual real jobs.
Yes.
And we rely on Madeline Marine Boat Services for boats, and he's swamped doing real work.
Right.
So in the winter months is when we get boats.
Okay.
So we'll be out there full steam in January, and we're going to destroy the river bottom.
Let's go.
I'm going to find everything and anything.
Unless the museum tells her friends to use some weather pattern stuff and fuck us.
Or the museum wants to pay me not to look, because I can be bought.
Or they put sharks with freaking laser beams on their
museum,
head.
Let's go. Get that money.
Or yeah, well.
That's fucked up. But I mean, in the end, you guys just keep pounding the pavement, doing what you're doing. Fuck these guys. They didn't reach out. We'll get the word out another way. Maybe we can do it. Maybe I can wrap it into a news update, actually. We could talk after this and see.
Hey, real quick, I'll interrupt you. We just got 4 tickets to the Yankees game. You guys want to go to the Yankees game?
Stammer, you hear that, bro? We were going to go tonight. Are you serious?
Yeah, I got 4 tickets. You want them?
Lock it in.
All
yes.
it says here, 4 tickets, section blank, 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 with parking pass, has food and your own bar. Bar you pay for out of pocket. And who wants them?
I'll take
cool.
them. That'd be
You
amazing.
wanna go with them?
Have fun.
Come with me.
I got 4 tickets.
Come with me.
I can't go.
You
Why?
can't go?
I got something going on.
Hey, Stack, can you go with him?
My wife's out of town.
I can take my boy Stam, and I know my buddy here and his
You know what?
girlfriend would take him if you're looking to give them all away.
All right, there we go. All right,
You guys are the fucking best.
So back to what we were talking. See,
shout out-
my news is way better than his news.
Shout out Dude Wipes.
Yeah.
Hashtag Good Wipes. We also have Brunt, and we have Pressure Junkies. We have Mammoth Headwear.
Amazing.
Yes.
Mammoth Headwear. What's the? I noticed you pumped the wetsuit you wear a lot.
Pressure Junkies. So what
Pressure
happened?
Junkies.
See, what had happened was, I reached out to Henderson Wetsuit.
Yeah.
And Henderson Wetsuit pretty much told me no thank you.
No, thank you, sir.
They said no thank you.
Yes.
Well, they said was you are not famous enough for us. That's what I got from it.
I love that.
And
yeah.
Stack, our producer, our executive king producer, always
Kingpin.
always tells me don't take it personal, it's just business.
Yeah.
But for this particular one, I took personal.
Yeah.
I took real personal.
So you're
And,
the wetsuit guy.
Yeah, 'cause what the fuck, guys?
The guy really shit in his dryer.
Yeah, right?
That's a pretty good way to use it. That's a pretty good way to use it.
So Trevor from Pressure Junkies reached out, and he's like, I love what you guys are doing. Any way I can support, let me know. I'm like,
Sure.
I would love a new wetsuit.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
And he's like, no worries. And he's been sending us, and the Diesel Brothers came out.
Yeah.
He gave them wetsuits. Doug Bishop, he's working out, looking for bodies and such.
Oh, God.
Gave him some.
Okay.
Like he's been really supportive of all of this.
Pressure Junkies, shout out.
Yeah,
Woo.
good guys.
Makes Donnie look good when that tight.
Very svelte.
The tight. What is the material? What's it
Neoprene.
even made out of?
Neoprene.
Neoprene. It's made out of baby tears.
He also put
Quite lovely.
Well, do you know you can?
Quite lovely. And foreskin.
Yeah, so there it is. I was gonna bring that up. Do you know that foreskin is used in hand creams? Oprah Winfrey, you could sell your kids' foreskin
Now,
for
you
like
ready for this?
$100K.
I just had twin boys.
Let's go.
Okay,
That's
just
a
had 'em.
fucking. That's a gold
Right?
mine.
Here we go. So, I have twin boys. My wife goes, should we circumcise them?
Yeah.
Now, by the way, that was a terrible impression
That's how
of my
your wife sounds. No, I've
No,
heard
it's
her. That is exactly
terrible.
That is exactly how.
So
it is.
I go, listen, you're their mother. It's ultimately your call.
Sure,
Right?
sure.
And so she's going, I'm going to circumcise them. I'm like, okay.
Okay.
Right? Now, insurance doesn't cover that.
What?
Yeah, it's cosmetic surgery. Right? So they want $450 a kid. Okay? So
They're turning around.
$900 they're going to charge me, and then they're going to sell it.
They're gonna sell it.
And you can't
They are
take it
gonna-
because it's considered medical waste.
Yep.
So we're.
So, yeah.
So you're saying we got to start our own foreskin?
So what you're saying is
company.
there's a chance.
There's a chance we should start.
Can I have
our
your
own-
foreskin? No, thank you.
So we got to start our own foreskin operation company, right? With the back door to Oprah Winfrey's hand cream. Done.
You got it.
That's it.
So from there, you know what? I actually might
Where
go-
do you segue?
If
from
I
there?
use her
How
hand
do you
cream, can I grow back my
how do you
foreskin? Yeah.
segue from the foreskin?
I
hand
actually
cream?
might go to the Yankee game with you.
Oh,
Hold
do
on.
it, yo! If you want to, if
See if my wife allows
if
me.
you come, then Luis and his girlfriend are shit out of luck. Shout out Luis. I love
But
you.
we need one more person. Hey, Matt, what are you doing?
So
Fuck you, man.
if you're going, I'll go.
God damn it, man! Yo, come on.
I'll tell my plans to go fuck themselves. If he
Boys,
can go,
come
I'll
with
go.
us. Come with us. I'll live stream it. We'll get you some more like.
Hey, you know what? They had me
attention.
at free food
Me too, John.
and parking too.
Me too, John. You know what? Well, I'm good. I was like, that's why I took the train. I was like, I ain't driving to New York. Like, I don't want to drive.
Fuck,
in
going
New
the
York.
trains, taking
Bro,
the train
I've-
there is fine.
Every Uber I've
Coming home
taken, I've
sucks.
almost died. And like, I trust these drivers, but it is like they just fucking. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not driving here. Let's put it that way. How
Right.
do you like? Is it just second nature to you guys?
Oh, I drive everywhere.
So it doesn't bother you that
Nope.
these fucking giant black SUVs are cutting you off every 2
Oh, I don't
seconds?
get cut off.
My man don't get
Bless
cut
your
I
off.
heart.
don't
I'd
know,
say
yeah.
no, thank
No,
you.
thank
and fucking
you.
Let's
get
just
in
put it
there.
this way: when you're from New Jersey, especially North New Jersey,
Okay.
right out 10 minutes outside Manhattan.
Yeah.
9 minutes if you drive like a man.
That's right. If you drive like us,
Okay.
I said man.
you just learn a certain way to drive on the highways, the streets, to
Scumbaggery.
how to park, how to figure
how you
out
do
things.
Yeah,
Plus,
the Jersey exit is international. You're in the fast lane, and you see your exit, you cut over.
That's
No
the-
blinker, just cut it.
Boom.
Yeah, do the old double pump. You go 1, 2, and then over. That's it. Double pump it.
I learned a lot here today. That's good to know.
and we're in a state where you can't pump your own gas.
What the fuck you mean? They got to come out? The attendants got to come out?
Oh, it's illegal. No, it's illegal in New Jersey to pump your own gas.
Stupid.
They had to have a hired someone,
Why, is
which the
that
guy who's doing it just got here. He has no fucking idea what he's doing anyway to begin with half the time.
Yeah.
So what the fuck's the difference?
Hold that thought. We're going to the Yankee game. Are you? Well, you guys have a car here, right?
Who, me and Chris?
Yeah.
Hell no.
got
No,
dropped
no.
off.
We,
Took an Uber.
I Ubered here. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
we'll figure that to get to the city. Want to take the train back? We can go-
I'm down for whatever, boys.
All right, let's figure out the train path thing. I have to go sign a lease before we leave, but then we'll go do it. All right, back
Fucking
to what we're
right.
talking about. So
Yeah.
you're driving in Jersey.
We got free parking. Why wouldn't we just drive?
Oh yeah.
Shit.
Fuck, you can put your park your
Carpool,
big ass
baby.
truck in there.
Sorry,
even.
guys. Who's sitting in the baby seat?
Winding her up here on WNBC.
NBC.
So in case you guys weren't in here, when John told me, the Ganimal told me I wind up the dirty water boys too much prior to starting our podcast.
I love it.
That's what John here's talking about. So my brother tells me, can you not wind up, dive in deep? So yeah, he's a dickhead.
WNBC. Welcome back to another edition of the Dirty Water Boys.
Classic Howard Stern. Classic. Yeah.
I have my own.
Well,
That's right.
We're
one
going to
step
Yankee
away.
game tonight.
We're going to the Yankee game tonight.
Nice.
And guys, as soon as I get my podcast going, Porn Stars in Politics, we can really get a Howard Stern.
Yeah, but the problem is I can't go to Canada.
No, we'll bring them down here. We'll bring the porn stars down.
You know what?
That's
You're a
Canadian.
real straight shooter.
That's,
That's the Canadian in
that's
me.
the hospitality.
You can shit in my dryer anytime, bud.
My man, guys, my man. It was the squirrels, though, for the record. It was the
Yes.
squirrels.
So we're ending the podcast with the
That being
squirrel
said,
dryer.
We got to get out of here and hit the Yankee games up. Hopefully they
Oh,
can start
my God.
winning now and go to the playoffs, but
I feel it.
we'll see.
Let's
we'll
go.
see.
Yeah.
the
Thanks for
backs
having
get
me
hot.
on, boys. This was a fucking treat.
I loved it. Let's go
Thanks
see
for
the Yankees,
coming.
guys.
Let's
We're
do
a
it.
big fan of yours, and hopefully we can do some work together.
And
Done.
hey, thank you for keeping America informed.
yes.
I know you
Glad
could have
to.
kept it to Canada, but you're generous.
You're my favorite non-American American.
Nice. I'll take that to the bank, baby.
Yeah.
a non-American.
Not Goldman Sachs, though,
Yeah.
for the record, because they're
He's
about to
more-
go bankrupt.
Definitely not.
This
them.
guy acts more American than most Americans I know.
You
He
know
was
what
at the
Stan
time.
told me? My buddy, he's known me a long time. He's from my hometown. He goes, "You are a New York guy," and I'm like, "Well,
Yeah.
I don't really know what that means, but I do."
means
like
you're a
it here."
scumbag.
Yeah, real
Fucking
piece
loud,
of shit,
obnoxious.
yeah.
There's an odor.
No,
There's like
thank
an
you.
odor,
Yeah.
you know. Anyways, fuck me, guys.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to the Yankee game.
Let's
Y'all
go
have a good night.
Yankees.
Let's do it.
Peace out.